Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Falcon here, and today we're going to talk about the Dragon Ball Fighterz beta. Sorry if I sound a little nasally, I'm a little bit under the weather, but I do have to talk about some of the first impressions I had with this game, and overall how I felt about the production quality, etc, etc. Let's get straight into it. I played the Xbox One version, so you guys could probably guess how that went. Not a lot of matches were underway until the latter half of the day, and even then I only got in about 4 to 5 matches, rather than the amount that like people on PlayStation have where they're going a good 6, 7, 8, some even 20 plus, you know what I mean? So it was pretty shaky. Let's talk about overall how I felt. I did have a lot of time with the trial period, obviously, and etc. and things like that, so I could definitely cover gameplay pretty well for you guys, as I've put in a good 4 to 5 hours already with this game, which, you know, sounds like nothing in all honesty, but for a beta, it's pretty substantial stuff. I basically played every single time slot and I got a lot of matches in. So let's talk about how I overall feel about the game at first. For starters, let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay is simply perfect. Honestly, it's perfect. It's this nice balance of extremely interesting, complex maneuvers and mechanics and assists to call in and things of that nature to really further your gameplay and give you a competitive edge versus your typical button mashing fun. You could easily button mash and have a good time, as you know, when I first started it was very button mashy. I didn't know what I was doing, I was kind of flustered. It's online, I'm not trying to catch these hands, you get the gist. But after I got some time with the trial period, I got to sit down, learn the character combos, things of that nature, when to use Dragon Rush, which is essentially a grab, when to combo after that, kind of how the combo works, and basically this is what I've learned from the game. The game I do not think is actually going to have infinites at all, if any. I think there'll be combo strings that do a lot of damage and things like that, but I don't think it's going to have infinites. The game is all about rush down reward gameplay. Even every time you move forward, you gain meter. The game is rewarding you for being aggressive, and this is my favorite part of Dragon Ball Fighterz. The game is all about aggression. Blocking is so frowned upon in this game. Playing defensive internally with spamming is so frowned upon, because there's so many options to reflect. You literally just have to hold back, press a button, and you can reflect blast waves and ki blasts and Kamehameha waves and things of that nature, all with the press of one button, and it takes borderline no skill once you get the hang of it. People online tend to start spamming towards me, and all I did was hold back and reflect it over and over again until I found a way to dash in, get a combo started, and ultimately body them. It's an extremely fun system, and I really like how they just reward people that think outside the box and also think aggressively at the same time. It's a really smart system, a really great fighting game mechanic they put in here. The reflection, the dragon rushes, and most importantly, the specials look super clean and amazing. Everything about this game is basic and easy to pull off. The dash button is just mapped to the right trigger. The rush down button is mapped to the RB, aka Dragon Rush. You have your assist tap to LB and left trigger, and it's overall a very simple control scheme with your typical light, medium, heavy, and then ki blast attacks. And there's not a plethora of 30,000 plus moves either, you know, where you play games like Blaze Blue, Cross Tag, Battle, or Blaze Blue Central Fiction, whatever it may be, or Undernight Inbirth, where there's a huge just wall of move list and you don't know what the heck to do, and it's very daunting for people that want to get into these games. You can play as any character in this game, and it's super simple to pick up and play. Your typical Street Fighter 2 style, where it's just, this is your move, this is your Shoryuken, and all that jazz. There's not even Shoryuken inputs, although I'm sure they'll come, and I'm sure there'll be like charge inputs and stuff, but for now, it's just quarter circles, and that makes the game very, very simple and very fun. The game is the perfect analogy. It's so easy to pick up and mash buttons and even win, in all honesty, but it's also extremely hard to, you know, master, to really get the hang of those controls. Towards the end, I was feeling like a complete beast. I was murking everyone online. I didn't drop a single match during my beta time, because I put so much time with the beta learning the characters. In the trial mode, when I was online, I was just murking everyone left and right. I had a blast, and you could really see the skill gap of people spamming Kamehameha waves and throwing ki blasts and all that jazz, just trying to really just smash the same X button combo over and over with no follow-ups or dragon rushes, versus the person who does that, and then I call it my assist, and I body him with that, then my special comes in, then another special comes in, and another special comes in to cover all of his grounds because I have the meter to spare for it, and just wreck their stuff. I love this game's mechanics. The way you could just call in extra specials for extra help, the way you could really just hold a button down and then they're right there ready to do their special for you is great, rather than having to do another input and then tag it and then do the input again and all that jazz. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, take some notes. Listen, what I'm trying to say is I had a blast with the gameplay aspect of this game. Its presentation with the lobbies is again perfect. It's super nice and cute, and just overall it works for the style. I like how everyone just kind of walks around and talks, and I'm sure there's going to be a huge plethora of things to do in the lobby, like spectating we already saw, watching replays, etc. And we'll just have to kind of wait and see what happens with that. Now, my biggest complaint, of course, was the Xbox Online. I was just a little upset because they announced the game on Xbox One, so I kind of figured they had it on lock or whatever, like they kind of knew what they were doing here. And, you know, we were going to get an equal experience, but we had a lot of issues, mainly because Xbox Live Services just kept going down and over again. And it's not even Bandai Namco's fault, it's purely the Xbox's fault. It's not Bandai Namco's netcode couldn't work or anything like that. It's just Xbox Live Services were acting really dumb yesterday. And, of course, maybe hopefully not today as I'm recording this video. It was a mess. It was very hurtful, and it really was annoying to have to witness that. And other than that, it was a pretty smooth experience. The actual online connection when I got into a match was silky smooth. I was playing people with 2 bars, playing people from Japan, playing people with Mexico, etc. And I kid you not once did I have a drop of lag or frames or any of that. Maybe like a couple spikes by 2, it'll be like 3 to 5 and then quickly back to 3, but it was always during specials, so it didn't matter. I fell in love with this gameplay after playing Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5, Super Smash Bros. 4, Pokken Tournament, etc. Games with just trash netcode, games with just garbage tier netcode, and it just never works. It was so fun and amazing to play a Dragon Ball fighting game of all fighting games with some buttery smooth 60 FPS netcode. It had me hype. Listen, I am really excited for Dragon Ball Fighterz. It works. Everything about it's fun. You can introduce any person who's not even a DBZ fan and they can respect it on a fighting game level. I think this game is going to be something to really just marvel at. Yeah, no pun intended. This is truly how I wanted the next Marvel to be. This is truly how I wanted the next progression. But it's funny how we're just going to get it into Dragon Ball format, and I'm not even mad. It's going to be really fun. Actually, I'm just super excited for everything this game has to offer. The music, of course, was A1. I definitely like that main menu theme song, although the vocals could probably stay behind. I'll just take the chorus and drum sets. It was nice stuff. Regardless, and I really did enjoy all the themes and character interactions and the way the characters present themselves. And if I play Krillin and Android 18 on a team and I do her level 3, they'll smile at each other and do the Kamehameha wave together. I love that. It's just good stuff. I really enjoyed Dragon Ball Fighterz on the Xbox One, despite some of the hiccups I had. When it went going and I finally kept getting into match after match after match, although not as often as I would like, it was still a blast. Listen, if you want to pick up a fighting game next year, make sure you go out of your way to pick up Dragon Ball Fighterz. This is going to be a game you do not want to sleep on, let alone skip next year. I'm having a blast playing it, and it just didn't get old to me. I kept having fun, match after fun match, and I really learned a lot about this game and what it has to offer. This game is going to be something that's going to be fun on a competitive and casual level, with the story mode, 3-on-3 battle mode, and etc. all coming online and free to play and things of that nature without having to pay for DLC. I'm going to be really excited. Dragon Ball Fighterz is going to come out sometime in 2018 for $60. I highly recommend you pick it up, despite some of the hiccups we had on Xbox, which will surely be smoothed out as the open beta comes along. And yes, I'll have a more conclusive analysis with the open beta. Anyways, Young Falcon signing out. Peace.